What's up, Zox fam? Now, they just released the First Descendant Season 1 gameplay overview trailer at GamesCom. Now, we're going to be diving right into this. We're going to be dissecting it, breaking it down, because we can actually see visuals in-game now of certain things. And, of course, I want to talk about some of the glaring topics that you guys have brought up on the last video, because I think it's worth saying, at least in video form, especially if someone sees this. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into it.
We managed to fend off our enemy's large-scale attack, but the war is far from over. The Colossus still threatens us, and our enemies are plotting new strategies. Can Ingress ever find true peace? Has Corel really given up on the war?
Invasion
After
Episode
Corel's
1.
fleet disappeared, the Vulgus began moving from deep within the dungeon to raid the Ancestors' facilities in Ingress and reclaim the outpost. Detecting this, Ingress immediately dispatched a scout. That scout's name is Haley. Haley, who rose from a supply soldier in the guerrilla unit to a legendary sniper, is now a newcomer in the Descendant Corps.
Yeah, she looks sick.
Ruthlessly eliminating enemies with her anti-material sniper rifle. She dominates battles with her ability to drop her body temperature and emit cold air when her emotions run high. When shooting from a distance, her weapon's critical hit multiplier increases, making her an excellent
That looks insane. That looks so sick. I love that animation.
She possesses sub-zero bullets that fire multiple shots in an instant, and a storm snare that pushes back and rapidly cools down.
Oh, so it gives her time to charge it. Okay, that's actually kind of insane.
Haley's specialty is switching to her anti-material sniper rifle and firing a single
Was that doing like 300K a hit? And then 6 million? Bruh, 6.7 million damage. Yo, this guy, like, nah, this has to be hard though, because there's no way that this is normal. Yeah, like, what the heck, yo? Yo, that's insane. Now, the cool thing is that we can kind of see here, like with the skills, I'm really interested to see her passive here. Her passive is going to be a very, very big telltale. Now, she also does have a sniper in her hand, so I almost feel like her ability will probably work better, or does scale because it's a unique weapon. It will probably scale off of her having a sniper in her hand.
Stronger than any other attack.
Yo!
In Season 1, the Vulgus launches a new strategy, the Invasion. Invasions occur randomly in 2 dungeons of the hard difficulty infiltration operations. Players can choose to enter between...
Okay, so it looks like from the invasions, we'll be able to, from what it says here, subject to change until we get it, but it looks like the main rewards for doing this is Haley's Code, her Catalyst, Blueprint, Stabilizer, and Enhanced Cells, and then there's enough to scroll down. Now, the interesting thing about this is that this is done solo. So, that's actually pretty interesting.
The existing operations or the invasions. Invasion dungeons are only available for solo play, testing the strength of the Descendants. 3 Vulgus legions.
They use an Ajax for a reason.
With different defense mechanisms. The quantum field creates an immortal state, impervious to physical attacks. The resonance shatterers cause massive explosions with the energies of RK and the Iron Heart. The Keeper Tile encryption device maintains a powerful security system. Invasion dungeons present new mechanics that disrupt the Descendants' operations. Solve these enemies' mechanisms and swiftly eliminate them. Invasion dungeons.
Yeah, this actually looks fun.
Speed runs, and the faster you clear them, the greater the rewards that await.
All right, so season growth and version reinforcement.
The Iron Heart, Descendants experience an RK resonance phenomenon. This resonance grants the Descendants new powers. It's the season growth inversion reinforcement. Inversion reinforcement is a new growth system that resets at the start of...
Okay, so this looks really solid. Okay, so it looks like, hey, they highlighted that. Oh, wait, they're highlighting them low-key. All right, so it looks like, let's actually rewind this just a little bit. Identifying energy source. So it says during the order of truth invasion, grants identifying energy source. Identifying energy source causes an additional hit when hitting the lessons attached to the arcade container with a firearm. So okay, so that is applied to the season. I think that's going to probably be for the new dungeons that we have. So there actually is, I guess, things that can be buffed to help you with that accordingly. Let's see. So this one is when HP is 10% or less during intercept battles, grants void adrenaline, increases all movement speed by 18%, and decreases firearm attack by minus 28% for 3 seconds. It's on a 20-second cooldown. Okay. This is interesting because there's a few units that have some transcendences. Like if you think about Enzo, for example, he actually has a transcendence that literally is just for movement speed. So it's kind of interesting that they have something for survival, which is catered to that, but it then takes away some of that damage. All right, so then the next one is inverted defibrillation. So it says if hit while at 10% HP or less and do not die, grants inverted defibrillation. And then it says when you have this, I guess, inverted defibrillation, consumes all MP to recover HP proportionally to the amount of MP consumed. When the effect is triggered, guarantees HP recovery of between 10 and 30%, and it's on a 40-second cooldown. This is actually making me wonder how hard is this stuff about to really be if we got to have buffs for if we're about to die. But I think that this also kind of makes sense because you're going to be by yourself. And it also didn't talk about entry limits. I don't know if we got a certain number of entry limits, if it's only the standard 3, or if it's more than that, or do we even have any chances to revive ourselves? Is it just the one life? So it's important for us to survive. So that's going to be a big thing right there. Okay, so then this one, high density flame particle membrane. After reload, grants high density flame particle membrane. High density flame particle membrane is a fire resistance plus 1%, and then a skill cost of plus 0.5% for 3 seconds, and it stacks up to 10 stacks. So there's obviously something that we're going to be going up against that requires this, because none of it would be required really for what we currently have. And then the hunt one, which is biodensity augmentation. So when defeating an enemy, grants biodensity augmentation. And basically what this does is max HP is plus 0.5% and defense is minus 0.6% for 10 seconds and up to 50 stacks. So that's what we have as far as our starting buffs, which is interesting. I'm not going to lie. That seems fairly interesting. So we're going to continue. I'm going to touch on that later on when we actually can get in game and see it. But yeah, that looks pretty interesting.
It includes 5 types: hunting, attributes, recovery, survival, and seasons. Through the inversion reinforcement, Descendants gain beneficial effects for progressing through seasonal content, and can also obtain effects that compensate for their weakness. Each season,
that's pretty, I kind of like that idea.
Effects,
pretty sick.
Providing effects that perfectly fit the seasonal content. In addition to a new Descendant, a new Ultimate Descendant will be introduced in Season 1.
Ooh.
Ultimate Freyna, who has evolved.
Oh my god!
Into a more powerful evolved.
Bro!
In addition to a new Descendant,
Freyna looks so good.
Will be introduced in Season 1. Ultimate
Dog,
Freyna,
she looks so good.
Arcade's toxicity into a more powerful weapon will make her debut. In Season 1, you can discover Freyna's exclusive story and uncover the tale behind the name of her skill, Room Zero Trauma.
Oh, Room Zero Trauma is the
an assault
Transcendence,
rifle with powerful versatility. It can be obtained through the Battle Pass and is also available as a free reward. Excava charges voltage when attacking enemies and has a unique effect of firing the charged voltage as an energy grenade. It is a versatile weapon that combines the inherent versatility of an assault rifle with a powerful shot. Frost Watcher is a scout rifle that can be farmed through the Season 1 content.
Ooh, I like that.
Long range, it reduces chill resistance and enhances the damage of one's chill skills.
I feel like that gun is going to be so dumb with clairvoyance. And then we got Deathstalker.
You prepared a new Descendant, ultimate weapon, and inversion growth. It is now time to face the most powerful Colossus, Deathstalker. Deathstalker lurks in the darkness of the void, targeting the life of Descendants. It is stronger than any Colossus encountered so far. To protect Albion from the threat of Deathstalker, we must once again...
Yo, that looks so insane. Hold on. I was like, why did it stop? There we go.
The First Descendants first season begins on August 29th with Haley, a new Descendant, Ultimate Freyna, and the new Ultimate
Freyna
weapons.
looks so
New
good.
episodes, dungeon content, and void intercept battles await you in Albion, Descendants. The First Descendant, Season 1 Invasion.
Dude, this goes crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the big thing here, I would say, man, like, and I guess that's the big elephant in the room. I've seen a lot of you guys mentioning on the last video, basically what we're getting, like, just I think we can all agree that for the most part the things we're getting is pretty nice, right, as far as the content itself. I think the big takeaways here is really the time window. So they didn't really talk about that nearly as much. The time window for us getting Ultimate Freyna, again, is another thing that we really think that, honestly, I feel like they have to address that, because that is a massive window for Freyna not to be coming in when people are so hyped for it. I think that is something that could hurt the hype. Is it going to like kill the game? Not necessarily, because I think there's going to be enough stuff for us to still do, especially for those of us that's putting the hours in. But I think it's also important to also keep in mind too, there are individuals that are just not even nowhere near caught up in the content. So I think I can kind of see to some degree why they're pushing it so far back. But for all of us that's on top of stuff, it does kind of suck. So I think that's just kind of one of the catch-22s that we kind of have at this moment. Is really honestly dealing with that. The only other thing that I seen that you guys were mentioning too was the socketing system and the revamp for it, which they haven't really addressed. I would advise you guys to give your feedback in the official Discord, just because I do personally agree that it does kind of make it to where we're having to keep grinding the same thing. And don't get me wrong, I love grinding in games, but I also do feel like there's a point at which that part of that process should, like, you know, not really be as taxing, just because of the resource itself, and what's required for you to be able to build up other things. But I think that is something that is kind of hard to balance, considering that one of the main things that I would say is a part of the infrastructure of the game is building up Descendants and building weapons. Like, that's the main thing that we're doing. So if you create it to where we're doing that a lot less, you might see significant drop-offs because people are able to get through things much faster. So it really is one of those tough things that they're just going to have to try to find a middle ground. I do think that if they make it to where when we socket something, we can get it just to be interchanged and not have to resocket to another socket, I think that would actually be really nice just for QOL purposes. But I honestly think overall, as far as the update, I'm still hyped. I mean, again, Freyna looks good. I personally will say that for me, I don't mind waiting, just because there are some things that I still have to grind. And I don't think people actually realize like what the actual percentage is of people that are actually caught up versus not. So again, I think that it really does go to say that it is going to be a vast majority that are still going to be working their way up to this point versus those that are just ready for everything. So again, with that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What are you feeling at this point? Like, do you feel like, again, there's more things that we could be getting out of this update? They did say there were going to be some middle, updates, but outside of that, guys, that was the trailer. That was the breakdown. This looks so good, man, but that's going to be that with this one, guys. Everyone stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.